welcome all California International Marathon runners. As race weekend nears, it's crucial to finalize key logistics to ensure a smooth race day. One of the most important considerations is planning your transportation to the start area on race morning. This video outlines all transportation options to help you get to the start line safely and on time. Now, before planning your race day transportation, it's important to note a few things. First of all, CIM is a point-to-point course, meaning that the start line is 26.2 miles away from the finish line. It's also important to note that it is not possible to be dropped off at or to park and walk to the start line directly on race morning. Trying to drive directly to the start area will result in your vehicle being turned around and potentially delaying your race. Instead, all participants must use one of the designated CIM bus pickup locations to reach the CIM start area. Now, bus transportation is free for all participants. Your bib serves as your ticket for all bus services. You do not need to buy a ticket or make a reservation, but we do ask that all participants log into their race roster account and fill out a transportation intention form to let us know how they plan to get to the start area for our planning purposes. It's also important to remember that there are no gear check services available directly at our start area or at the relay exchange zone. Any items that you bring to the start or the relay exchange and that you discard there will ultimately be thrown away or donated. So if you want any items at the finish line after the race, you can use our gear check services available at the CIM Expo or on race morning down at the Sacramento Convention Center. All right, let's figure out how you're going to get to the start line on race morning. There are 5 different bus pickup locations on race morning around Sacramento. We're going to review each here in this video so you can decide which is your best option. Let's look at location A first. This is downtown near the Convention Center. This is the best location for runners who are staying downtown in one of our partner hotels or who want to drop off a car near the finish line, or for those who need to use gear check on race morning. The loading location is behind the Safe Credit Union Convention Center near the West Lobby on K Street between 13th and 14th Streets. The bus departs at 4:30 a.m. sharp. There will be no buses guaranteed after this time, so please be on time and potentially arrive before 4:30. If you need to drop off a bag at gear check, that is available right there at bus location A loading between 4 and 4:30 a.m. All right, let's talk about location B in the Point West area. This location is ideal for participants staying in those Point West area hotels or for those coming from the Natomas area, North Sacramento, or Arden Arcade and want to be dropped off at this location. The loading location is at 1780 Tribute Road. That's right on the street in front of the Fairfield Inn Hotel. The buses will depart from location B at 5 a.m. sharp. There are no buses guaranteed after 5 a.m., so please be on time and potentially arrive before 5 a.m. Now, it's important to note in the Point West area, parking is at your own risk. It is recommended that you are dropped off if you are not staying in one of the Point West hotels. Special instructions for those guests staying at nearby Point West hotels, both the Hilton Arden West Hotel and the Doubletree Hotel. Those 2 hotels are not walking distance to the Tribute Road pickup location, so buses will be routed directly to your hotels at 5 a.m. Again, that is for hotel guests only of the Hilton Hotel and the Doubletree Hotel in the Point West area. Buses will be routed directly to your hotels at 5 a.m. All right, let's look at the bus pickup locations out in Folsom. These are locations C and D. These locations are best for runners staying in our Folsom partner hotels or for those coming from the Highway 50 corridor. Let's first look at location C in Folsom. That's where runners can be dropped off in the Century Movie Theater parking lot at 261 Iron Point Road at Folsom Boulevard and buses will load across the street from there. The other location in Folsom is location D, and that's in the Sam's Club parking lot at 2475 Iron Point Road at East Bidwell Drive. It's important to note that both locations C and D are both on Iron Point Road. Location C is down at Folsom Boulevard, and location D is up at East Bidwell Drive. Buses depart from locations C and D continuously between 5 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. on race morning. There are no buses that are guaranteed after 5:30, so to ensure you get a ride to the start line from Folsom, make sure you're at locations C or D before 5:30 a.m. Parking in these locations in Folsom is at your own risk, so it's recommended that you are dropped off there if you are not staying at one of the nearby partner hotels. And special instructions for hotel guests of the Folsom's Lake Natoma Inn Hotel. Lake Natoma Inn is not walking distance to locations C or D, so there will be a special bus pickup at 5:30 a.m. in front of the Lake Natoma Inn Hotel for hotel guests only of the Lake Natoma Inn. Again, if you're staying at the Lake Natoma Inn, there will be a bus available for you at 5:30 in front of your hotel. Now, our final location is location E out in Granite Bay. This location is best for runners coming from the Roseville-Rockland area or anywhere along the Highway 80 corridor. It is also a drop-off only location. There is no parking or return transportation from the finish line to location E, so it's ideal for any runner needing to be dropped off near the start line. Shuttle location E picks up at Rayleigh's Market Plaza at 6845 Douglas Boulevard in Granite Bay. Shuttles will run continuously between 5:15 to 6:15 a.m. from location E on race morning. There are no buses guaranteed after 6:15 a.m., so if you want to ensure that you have a ride to the start line from location E, make sure you are there before 6:15 a.m. Another important note for everybody to remember, especially if you've run CIM before, is that the old South Shuttle location at Greenback is no longer a busing option for those that have used it in previous years. We recommend using location C or location E as the closest drop-off options near the start line this year, as the old South Shuttle location is no longer operating from Greenback. Also, if you're part of any of our special official race programs, such as the VIP program, the official training program, our elite athlete program, or our athletes with disability program, please check with your program coordinator for specific start line transportation details, as they may differ from those discussed here in this video. Now, if you're staying in our partner hotels in Point West and Folsom, and you're interested on how you're going to get back to those hotels after the race, we do have hotel return buses leaving from the finish area after the race that will take runners back to locations B, C, and D. They will not go directly to the hotels, but they will return runners to locations B, C, and D, and these buses will run continuously from 10:30 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. from N Street near 11th Street, just outside the CIM finish area. Okay, what if you're a relay runner and you're running in the InShape Family Fitness CIM Relay? Let's look at your transportation options. First of all, if you are running Relay Leg 1, that starts at the CIM start line, so you should follow the same protocol as the marathon runners for getting to the start. Now, after you finish your leg, if you do not have other personal transportation that can pick you up or a car staged for you at the Relay Exchange Zone, there will be a bus transportation from the Relay Exchange Zone that will take you down to the marathon finish area at the state capitol. Now, if you're running Relay Leg 2, your leg starts at the Relay Exchange Zone, which is 4010 Manzanita Avenue in Carmichael. It is important for Leg 2 runners that you do not take buses that go to the marathon start on race morning. Relay Leg 2 runners can get dropped off at the Relay Exchange Zone, or you can take our relay buses that leave from pickup location A behind the Sacramento Convention Center on K Street between 13th and 14th. It's important to note that Relay Leg 2 buses leave location A at 7 a.m. Do not take the earlier buses from this location, as those go to the marathon start. Remember, the relay buses leave later at 7 a.m. and they go to the Relay Exchange Zone. Well, that's it. That's all of your race day transportation needs. So make sure you plan your race morning transportation wisely to arrive safely and on time for an unforgettable CIM experience. We hope this has helped you plan your CIM race day transportation. If you have any other questions, be sure to visit our website, runcim.org, or visit the info booth at the CIM Expo.